Hi guys, and welcome to a new show on the big YouTube channel called the Transfer Evening News. On this type of show, we'll go over some more transfer news if it does take place that's come out in the afternoon or in the evening, and just make sure to discuss it here and give you guys what my thoughts and opinions are on it as well. Let's get into it. So let's start with the major news, which is Trevor Chalobah possibly going to Inter Milan. Inter Milan and Chelsea are currently negotiating a loan with obligation to buy for Trevor Chalobah, and there's current stumbling block in regards to a buyback clause which Chelsea would like to enter, and Inter does not seem to. But I think eventually that will get sorted out. But it clearly seems that the obligation to buy is not an issue at all, from what it seems like to me. It seems that Inter and Chelsea seem to have an agreement on an obligation fee if they want to get Trevor Chalobah. So again, this one is kind of interesting because that would mean it leaves us with four centre backs: Thiago Silva, Levi Colwill, Benoit Badiashile, and Wesley Fofana. Obviously, we already play one game a week. We already got the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. That should be okay, but obviously, Thiago Silva's quite old. Maybe this is the season where he starts to deteriorate. And my opinions. I would like him phased out, but then you've obviously got Wesley Fofana, who's quite injury prone as well. That would literally mean we'd have to rely on two CBs, mate, possibly, who are both left-footed in Benoit Badiashile and Levi Colwill. So maybe it might be an option to bring in another centre back, whether that be from the academy, whether that be from outside, maybe from a Ligue 1 club, a Ligue 2 club, via scouted. It can be whatever. So again, we will see on that one. But with Trevor Chalobah, who is a good bench option, I would have liked him preferably to stay. But as I've said before, if you can get a good amount of money for him in the obligation to buy, then I wouldn't mind selling Trevor Chalobah. So it is what it is. Trevor Chalobah, if you are set to leave, again, I have no hard feelings for Trevor Chalobah. He's a good quality player. He's done a job at the club. He's fought for his place. But if he wants new game time and he likes football, I'm happy for him to go to Inter Milan. So that is Trevor Chalobah news done. However, linking into the Trevor Chalobah news, apparently Chelsea are interested now in the Monaco defender Disasi. He's another defender that as I was speaking about, we could possibly be down to two, considering Wesley Fofana's injury history and Thiago Silva being phased out and quite a bit more of an older player now, playing around about 4 years old. Maybe bringing in Disasi, a guy that is happy, from what I've read, to be a backup defender at the age of 25 years old. Might be good business for us. We can probably get him on a good fee, similarly to the amount we got for Badiashile, and he can be bench. Happy to come on whenever we want him to, and he can do a job. And hopefully he's a better option than Milan are. Moving on, let us discuss Datro Fofana. So, it appears that Galatasaray want Datro Fofana as their new striker, and they want him on loan. And Galatasaray representatives are going to be coming in to discuss what they can do for the loan with Datro Fofana and Chelsea in next week. So again, with the Datro Fofana situation, it makes sense. Galatasaray obviously had Icardi on loan, and he was on loan from PSG, and he was actually doing really well in the second half of the season for Galatasaray as well. However, now he's gone. He's probably PSG are probably going to send him to the Saudi League, which is probably expected. And now, from what I'm reading as well, it seems that with Datro Fofana, we want him on loan. Clearly, it means that we're going to have Jackson and Broha as the options on the bench, and with the possibility of bringing in a new number one striker. But again, that will be yet to be seen. So Datro Fofana going on loan to Galatasaray is a good thing. It's a good league for a striker, and Datro can improve upon his game and come back better and stronger. Simple as that, in my opinion. And he's only 21 years old, so a good loan for him can only make him go higher in my eyes. So big up Datro Fofana, man. He deserves what he's getting. So let's move on now to, I believe, Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku. Chelsea, when they were having discussions with the Saudi clubs for Lukaku, they were about to get £60 million for Lukaku. Can you imagine that? We would have broken even that basically, because the last 3 years of his contract are 60 million, and we would get 60 million. So essentially, he would have been broken even. But this guy said no to Saudi. And you can imagine my irritation with this, because it's like, Inter cannot buy you. We are not going to do anything for. We want to only sell you now. And why are you trying to force Inter into us? Apparently trying to even bring in lawyers now to come speak to the club about this, when he knows that he has no power of saying the situation. He has no power of saying the situation. If you don't want to sell it to Inter, you want to sell it to Inter. It's as simple as that. I don't understand what this guy wants, bro. No other club wants you. No other club wants you. Inter can't afford you. The club that wants you. But Saudi League are waiting and humbly waiting. And hopefully, man, he just eventually breaks down and realizes that he's not good enough anymore, and he just moves to the Saudi League, because that's what needs to happen right now, in my opinion. That is absolutely what needs to happen right now for that player. Man, I don't know what's wrong with this Lukaku guy, bro. Honestly, he's washed. He's washed, man, in my opinion. Conversation over. And finally, let's discuss Nicolas Jackson. Matt Law's reported that Chelsea are sorting out the final details now for the striker, and that will be just a bit more above 30 million pounds to get the deal done with him and Villarreal, Chelsea and Villarreal, I should say. And look, again, you know, I've discussed Nicolas Jackson before. Check out my video on him that I will put at the end of the video, which I've discussed his strengths and weaknesses, his player profile. But he's a good player. I like him. You know, he's scored 12 goals again, 4 assists. He looks like a talented player. You know, I can't wait to see what he does in pre-season, in my opinion. And hopefully, you know, if we do not get a number one striker, he can lead the line. He can lead the line. So, big up Nicolas Jackson. And, you know, we look forward to seeing you soon at the football club. Hi guys, I'm back calling from the editor room, and I'm just here to give a little bit of quick news that I just got just before I was about to send the video. And that is that, firstly, Christian Pulisic looks like to go on loan to AC Milan. Chelsea have found a hard time to find a loan for him, and that's probably because A, of his injury record, in my opinion, him not playing as much and only showing up really when the US are playing. So again, with the Christian Pulisic news, it's not a surprise to me personally. You know, we all know that Christian Pulisic, he had that one season post bubble where he was cooking and everything, but he hasn't really reached the heights that he has since. And look, a move to Serie A could be good for him and his body. You know, we'll see what he's like at AC Milan, but yeah, it looks like Christian Pulisic is currently heading to AC Milan. And the other big news is that Mason Mount and the club have spoken, and he has reiterated to them that he does not want to sign a contract and doesn't want to be at the club. And as such, Chelsea have reduced the amount that they want for him to 60 to 65 million pounds. And you know, as we know, Man United early this morning bidded 50 million pounds for him, 45 plus 5. So clearly there's only like a 10 million gap. I'm pretty sure United could do a 50 plus 10 or 55 plus 5 deal for him. And you know, it really looks like Mason Mount now is leaving the club. And as you guys know my thoughts on Mason Mount, I think he's a good squad player. I just don't know if he has the ability to reach that starting top level sort of player. And that's just my opinion. Obviously, it clearly looks like it's not worked out between both sides of the party, and it is what it is, man. We just got to move on for Mason Mount, and you know, it's down to the scouts again just to find a better players for that I can improve upon a Mason Mount, and that is really it. And this is Ahmed Abdi signing off from the editor room. And that is all for today, guys. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe on the YouTube. Give us a follow as well on the Kick if you can. And finally, last but not least, please watch my previous video which I discussed the Havertz deal and all the other deals that have happened in with the Saudis and Chelsea, and the Cho deal as well. Alright, have a nice one.